Today we celebrate Saint Agnes, one of the great virgin martyrs of the early church. She was a woman of great beauty who drew the attention of many suitors, but rejected them all, saying, "Jesus Christ is my only spouse." One of the men she scorned decided to avenge himself during one of the persecutions that were happening in those years. And because of his accusation, she was arrested as a Christian, and when she refused to recant her faith or give up on her decision to live a virgin life, she was executed. And in that she was a part of a long history of people who placed their love of God above human loves. Also in that history, we see the apostles who in today's gospel agree to leave everything behind and to be sent by Jesus out to preach and help those under the power of evil. As the first priests, they commit their lives to God in an extreme way, giving up a lot of the comforts and pleasures of the world and of family life. Tradition holds that even the ones who were married, like St. Peter, lived chaste lives after they took up the call and ministry of being the apostles. They embraced chaste celibacy not because they feared or hated the sexual part of their humanity, but because they were embracing something supernatural, a love for God and a sense of God's love for them that went beyond what this world could offer. The example of St. Agnes, the apostles, and the many chaste and virgin saints of the church are so very important right now. We have a culture today that rejects chaste love and glorifies sexual excess of every type. We see that in the way that friendships are so often sexualized in our media culture, and that the way the word virgin, which for so many years was seen as a sign of glory for saints like St. Agnes, is now used in movies and TV as an insult. Or in the way that premarital sex is not just accepted, but is actually encouraged and considered healthy by many people in our culture, with some going so far as to suggest that there's something wrong with a couple that wants to wait until marriage to engage in sexual activity. These saints remind us that that is not the only way to look at the world, that it is possible to live a chaste life and that such a life can be fulfilling and beautiful. That while marriage is a great good and includes a sexual aspect that is good for the spouses and allows for the procreation of children they bring into the world, that this good, like any good, can be given up by those who are called to do so by God, and that this sacrifice will bring great benefit not just to the people who do it, but to the world as a whole. So as we remember St. Agnes today, and the way in which she responded to God's call by taking up Jesus as her spouse, let's pray for all those who are called to lives of celibacy. Please pray for priests and those called to priesthood. Please pray for sisters, brothers, monks, and nuns, and all those who are called to religious life. Our culture, which is so deeply sexualized in a way that embraces lust and threatens the genuine love of others, which is so important for a healthy culture, needs their witness and needs our prayers. So let's make sure that we are praying for all those who are struggling with sexual addiction, and for all those who are called to witness against it by a life of celibate love.